This is the final result. As you can see, it turned out very closely to what I have been coloring it. I shampooed it. I used a little bit, just a dab of clarifying shampoo on the ends, so that way you can see the highlights a little bit more. Now, one of my favorite things to use is the Effigy, the Keratin, the 2-minute constructor. I'm going to put this on before I hop into the shower. I'm going to make sure, this thing always gets clogged up. Here we go. Then I'm going to put this on my roots and through the ends. Just going to brush it on real nice. Kind of smells coconutty. But yeah, guys, what do you think about the color? I think it turned out beautifully. It's not too red. Like I say, it looked like it was going to be super, super red. But no more gray hair. That is what's super important to me. Super, super important. Like I say, I softened that gray with like a 25-30 volume developer. And yeah, so we're just going to take that constructor when you are coloring your locks. Make sure that you are hydrating them and taking care of them. And this live is only going to be a few minutes because I'm so ready to take a nice hot shower. I'm going to rinse this out actually in the shower. But just make sure you're kind of getting those roots. And you're going to want to make sure to rinse this out really good, because keratin is essentially, basically, it's a protein treatment. And protein can snap the hair if it's left on too long or if it's misused, because it does cause the hair shaft to have a lot of weight on it. So you want to make sure that you're rinsing out that keratin and the protein. But yes, overall, guys, the color turned out beautifully. Thank you for tuning in to the last live. And so yeah, that's how they turned out. Stay tuned for more in the future. I'll make this available to the public so you can come back and watch it later. But have a blessed night, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hang on, I want to show you the bag too. Sorry, I almost forgot. See? So the color turned out perfect. Like I say, I didn't want it, the 10 neutral, you know, helped it from being extremely red. Hang on. Yes. Helped it from being extremely red, but it really matched nicely to... Hi, Danny. Pray that you are having a great evening. See? So I was able to get rid of all of the gray. It matched the color that I had previously done. And it was because I put the neutral in. If I didn't put the neutral into that double RR, it would have been really red. Now, if you're going for a really red look, it probably would have been fine. But I wanted to keep my highlights intact. And especially since I do like the contrast. It depends. When I do retighten my locks, yes, my head is really sore because I'm heavy-handed. Hi from Malaysia. Hello, hello. Yes, I did. I did color my hair. I used a 6RR by Matrix with a 10 neutral by Wella. I used what I had on hand because the professional hair store had closed and the gray had to go. So view my last live. It'll tell you everything you need to know. I walked you through how to apply color, whether it's on locks or if you're just doing your hair. I kept my highlights. I used a little technique. I've used the clarifying shampoo on the ends a little bit with the color treated shampoo. And this is the 4-minute reconstructor. I am from the US of A. So I'm from America, North America. Thank you for joining me from Malaysia. Again, for all my subscribers from before, like, comment, and subscribe. What if you don't like God? What if you like God? Here's the thing. I do not discuss that kind of stuff on my lives. I am a firm believer in God, but that's not what we're here for. So that's just that. Okay. But yes, as you can see, once you put the keratin in, make sure that you rinse it out, as I was just saying before I decided to get off of the live, because I was like, I just want to make it short and simple. But you want to make sure that you rinse this out. because keratin is essentially protein. And if you leave protein on the hair, it will snap it because it's extremely heavy. So whether you're rinsing it out in the shower or you're doing it in the sink, which I shampoo my hair in the sink. So, yeah. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask questions, send them to me, comment later after the video. I do make these. For some reason, they unlist the videos, but then I have to go in and list them. So if any videos or lives that are published, if you have any questions, I'll always answer all of them. So yes, thank you, Ding Biat or Biat, however you pronounce that. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I pray that my content finds you in Malaysia again. So yes, you guys have a blessed evening. I will be doing a full video. One of my most, as I said in my last live, one of my most watched and viewed videos every single week is how I lengthen my micro locks. A lot of people have locks and they don't know how to lengthen them to the actual length because the hair does kind of bunch up in there. And that's why I have so much, seems like growth over such a short period of time, but that's just because as they're growing out, there's techniques that I use. So stay tuned for that video at some point. So yes, that's it, guys. It's time for me to shower. Thank you again for tuning in. Go back to my last live. It was just about coloring hair, Ding Biat. So it was just retouching color, and getting rid of the gray hair. Gray hair that, yeah, your girl, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. Maybe in another 20, 30 years. So have a blessed evening. Like, comment, and subscribe so you'll have access to all my videos at all times. Have a blessed night.